Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to support the channel, follow me on Twitch to watch me stream, and like and subscribe to be more valued by your parents next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Mordred from Fate Apocrypha, the Saber of Red and progeny of the legendary King Arthur. Maybe her dad gets all the hype, but that just gives her something he never had, a massive inferiority complex that makes her completely goddamn feral.
I'm solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, solo.
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need a noble phantasm slamtasm, slamming enemies with magic forged from the hatred of your dad. Relatable. Next, we need some endurance, a grit and determination that will never stop. Finally, we gotta go fast. Mordred moves like Sonic the Hedgehog in plate mail. Also, if Frankenstein can be a servant, so can Sonic. Just give it a few years. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Strength will be number 1. Mordred can smash mountains in half and still can't be king. I guess that wouldn't really help in an infrastructure meeting. Charisma after that, it would help in an infrastructure meeting, and it'll help us with some of that indomitability later. Constitution next, that also will help with the indomitability by giving you more HP and better death saves. Follow that with intelligence. Mordred is pretty great tactically when she doesn't just fly off the handle and start smashing. Wisdom is a bit low, you tend to fly off the handle. We'll dump dexterity though, subtlety isn't her strong suit figuratively. The literally heavy suit makes it difficult. Mordred is a servant, which means she's a dead lady that got brought back to life to fulfill a singular purpose. That sounds like a reborn to me. Love your charisma by 2 and your strength by 1 for a solid 16 in both stats. Wasn't sure which should be number 1, now they both are. Your deathless nature means you don't have to eat, drink, sleep, or breathe. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, which should help you with Jack the Ripper, and death saving throws, which should help you against, well, death, I guess. Your knowledge of a past life gives you a d6 to add to a number of skill checks per long rest equal to your proficiency bonus. Benefits of the extra brains you get from the Grail. Scoop up history and deception from your ancestral legacy and the soldier background for athletics and intimidation, but more importantly, vehicle proficiency. There's no horse you can't master as a knight of the round table. We'll kick things off as a paladin for 2 skills from the paladin list, like religion and persuasion. Should make you a better leader. You get divine sense to detect celestials, fiends, and undead, an amount of times per long rest equal to your charisma modifier, letting you know if there's another servant nearby. Lay on hands lets you heal a creature from a pool equal to 5 times your paladin level as an action. You can touch yourself, so that would help with the determination. Second level paladins can choose a fighting style. Great weapon fighting lets you reroll 1s and 2s on damage die with a weapon you're wielding two-handed. I'd say the Clarent is a great sword. It is pretty great after all. You can also learn spells. Bless gives up to 3 creatures a d4 they can add to attack rolls and saving throws for up to a minute depending on your concentration, materializing your leadership in a tangible way. Thunderous Smite adds 2 d6 thunder damage to your next melee attack and forces a strength saving throw on the creature you hit. Failing that, they're pushed back 10 feet and knocked prone. You can even pair that with the Divine Smite, which isn't a spell, it just lets you spend a spell slot to add 2 d8 radiant damage to a melee attack and deals an extra d8 to undead or fiends. I'd assume the other servants are also undead, right? That kind of makes a paladin OP in the Holy Grail War. Type Moon, please nerf. Third level paladins can choose an oath, and glory paladins go fast eventually. For now, you can channel divinity in one of 2 ways. Fearless Athlete gives you advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks, doubles your carrying capacity, pushing, lifting, and dragging capacity, and adds 10 feet to your jump distance for some anime hops. Or you could go for an inspiring smite, letting you distribute 2d8 plus your paladin level in temporary HP after you land a divine smite. I really like the glory paladin options. They have one for combat and one for RP. You'll probably find a use for one of them every day. You also get 2 free spells. Guiding Bolt lets you shoot the mana burst forward as a ranged spell attack that deals 4d6 radiant damage, gives the next person attacking the target advantage on that attack. Maybe that'll be you. Heroism gives a creature temporary HP equal to your charisma modifier every round and makes them immune to fear. It's not only going to stop you from being scared, the extra HP will help keep you in the fight, but it doesn't stack with the temporary HP from Inspiring Smite, so keep that in mind. 4th level paladins get an ability score improvement. Start off with strength. Ideally, we should be one-shotting the other servants. 5th level paladins get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 with your action. That means potentially 2 smites in 1 turn, and you'll have 2nd level spell slots for bigger smites. You also get 2 free spells here as well. Magic Weapon makes a weapon magical in terms of overcoming resistances and adds 1 to your attack and damage rolls. Clarent is a magic sword. Your DM will probably give you a magic sword, but in case they don't, here you go. Enhance ability gives a creature advantage on ability checks of a certain type. If you choose strength, their carrying capacity is doubled. Choose dexterity, they don't take falling damage from heights of 20 feet or less. If you choose constitution, they get 2d6 temporary HP. Pairing this carrying boost with Peerless Athlete would quadruple your carrying capacity. You're benching half a ton at this point. To get a little more feral, let's bounce over to Barbarian now, giving you rage, adding extra damage to your strength-based attacks. You get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and advantage on strength checks and saves. Little hang up, you can't cast spells or concentrate on them while raging, but divine smites aren't technically spells, so that's a great way to use the slots. Also, you can't rage in heavy armor, so you're gonna have to compromise with something medium. Probably after half your armor gets nuked by Frankenstein and Sieg's Noble Phantasm back to back, or just use unarmored defense for AC equal to 10 plus your constitution and dexterity modifiers when you're not wearing armor. Your dexterity is negative, so it basically just eliminates the penalty from negative dexterity with the positive constitution. Second level barbarians get reckless attacks, letting you make your attacks with advantage if you don't mind giving your enemies advantage to hit you. It's a YOLO move, but you're gonna need that against the Saber of Black. You also get danger sense, giving you advantage on dexterity saves against spells and traps you can see, which is still bad. Your dexterity is bad, maybe it won't be as bad later, who knows. Third level paladins can choose a primal path. Zealots get Divine Fury, adding a d6 plus your barbarian level in radiant damage to the first attack you make per turn while raging. It's just a little extra oomph. You're also a warrior of the gods, meaning creatures don't have to use material components to raise you from the dead. So it's fine if you destroyed the thing that summoned you in the first place. No worries. Barbarians also get an extra skill from the barbarian list at third level, like animal handling. You're great at handling mounts. Cars count as animals, right? Fourth level barbarians get an ability score improvement, cap off that strength to make sure you never miss with your giant smites. Back over to paladin now. Sixth level paladins get Aura of Protection, letting you add your charisma modifier to saving throws of all allies within 10 feet of you. It also lets you add it to your own saving throws while you're conscious, so it's fine if you're soloing the enemy too. Seventh level glory paladins get Aura of Alacrity, raising the movement speed of yourself and allies that start their turn within 5 feet of you by 10 feet. It's another team buff that would be great if you waited for the team. Mordred has big Leroy Jenkins energy. We love her for it though. Eighth level paladins get another ability score improvement or feat. Let's grab the Great Weapon Master feat for an extra 10 damage on an attack after you take a -5 penalty to hit. And you can make an attack as a bonus action if you critically hit or drop a creature to 0 HP. That attack can also get a +10 to the damage roll, so it's damage that helps you get damage and helps you fight like every member of the black team at once. Back over to Barbarian now. Fifth level barbarians get fast movement, adding 10 feet to your movement speed when you're not wearing heavy armor. That's a base speed of 50 feet with Aura of Alacrity. You're just sort of built different. Sixth level zealot barbarians get fanatical focus, letting you re-roll 1 failed saving throw per rage. It's like Indomitable from Fighter, but you have 4 uses per long rest instead of 1 at this point, and you get it 3 levels earlier. It's so good. Also, it pairs so well with Aura of Protection, since your worst saving throw is +2 for dexterity, and you have advantage on it almost all the time thanks to danger sense. This is absurd determination. 7th level barbarians get feral instincts and instinctive pounce, giving you advantage on initiative rolls, and you can move half your movement speed with the same bonus action you use to activate a rage. Your movement speed is better than most barbarians. Glory and Zealot pair together very, very well. 8th level barbarians get another ability score improvement. Start working that charisma modifier for better saving throws of every kind. I guess not death saving throws since you have to be conscious, but you already have advantage on those as a reborn. Back over to paladin. 9th level paladins can learn 3rd level spells. You get haste for free, my favorite spell in the game. This lets you add 2 to your AC, give yourself advantage on dexterity saving throws, doubled movement speed, and an extra action to dash, disengage, or make 1 additional weapon attack. That can be a divine smite and a great weapon master hit, letting you just fully nova someone in the first round. When the spell ends after a minute, you have to take a round off of actions and reactions, but you'll have things wrapped up by then. Worth noting, with Aura of Alacrity and fast movement, that means your base movement speed would be 100 feet. Vroom vroom. Protection from energy gives a creature resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage for an hour. That's probably how you tank Frankenstein's Noble Phantasm. That and the fact that you have a surprisingly good dexterity save for a gal with a -1 dexterity modifier. 10th level paladins get Aura of Courage, making you immune to fear, and also creatures within 10 feet of you that are your allies, provided again that you're waiting for them to be there. 11th level paladins get improved Divine Smite, adding a d8 of radiant damage to every melee weapon attack you make, and of course you can add more smites on top of that, or your Divine Fury. Our capstone is the 12th level of paladin for 1 last ability score improvement. Cap off your charisma for a minimum saving throw of +4 with advantage, and a maximum saving throw of +16 for your charisma. Nobody's baning or banishing Mordred. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, smash. With haste up, you can slam out 6d6 plus 45 slashing damage plus 14d8 radiant damage in 1 round, or around 111 with median rolls. You're also a great leader with aura buffs and spells to command an army with superior tactics. Finally, you're unrelenting with around 150 HP, 18 AC, and between +4 and +6 16 to your saving throws with free advantage on several of them, and extra advantage once per rage. For weaknesses, the Barbarian levels add a lot of flavor, but the rage doesn't play well with some things, like haste or heavy armor. It's sort of a backup power for after your spell slots end. You're also lacking ranged options beyond Guiding Bolt. That's a great spell, but your number of uses is pretty low. Finally, you're not subtle. Sneaking in behind enemy lines isn't going to be an option for you. But if you're playing to character, it wasn't an option already. Charge in, smash people with the Nova powers, and lead the team to victory. Just don't forget you do have a team. Properly using your knights could take you a lot further. Freudian slip. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe for more. We make a lot of these videos. Join the Patreon to support the channel, follow me on Twitch to watch my streams, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.